Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto YAHAWAH, BaHashem, YAHAWASHI, BaHashem, Kakwadash, YAHAWAH being the name of the Heavenly Father, whom the world ignorantly calls God, YAHAWASHI being the name of His Son, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to mighty Akim, Waqwathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawakau coming at you with no lesson. 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 17, wherefore come out from among them, 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 17, wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. So today's lesson is going to be about separating ourselves from these people that live after the flesh. Now, this is a very important thing to do, as well as to take note of, and as well as acknowledge, because the thing is, people are social creatures, and oftentimes people can get influenced to do things akin to that of what other people, the people around them, are doing. All right, so if everyone is stealing, killing, or whatever, then, or just doing something bad in general, okay, you might be socially, you might think, oh well, since everyone else is doing, then this must be an okay thing to do. All right, so, and Slaki, that's also one of Esau's devices, all right, or the devil's devices, all right, of manipulating and kind of driving people into a certain way of thinking. So anyway, basically, what the inspiration to do today's lesson came from, I had heard this one song, just like a few lines basically, and they said, I don't remember the exact thing that they said, but basically they said heaven is overrated, and that got me thinking, because I've heard that multiple times before. People tend, or I kind of want to say primarily Edomites, they tend to say, oh, heaven is overrated, I want to live on earth. You even have atheists, okay, who also say stuff like, I don't want to serve a God that does this, then and the third, whatever. Okay, so as a result of that, it got me thinking, like, how is this for those that are, I guess, not necessarily atheists, but I guess agnostic / Christians or whatever. Well, maybe not Christians, but basically it kind of seems very, I don't know what category they fall into, but it kind of seems very foolish to say that. Okay, so the thing is, heaven, when described in a, I guess, Christian's perspective, all right, it's just a place where you're always going to be happy, whatever happens and whatnot. Basically, you get whatever you want, as is what I heard. All right, so when I was before I came into the truth, that's how I perceived heaven. All right, but yet you have people that will still say, heaven is not all that it's cracked up to be. I want to go to hell. I want to do this, that, and the third, blah, blah. And it's just like, and you might think that the stuff that I'm just talking out of my ass here, but in all honesty, I have genuinely heard this. I've heard people say that they want to go to hell. I've heard people say, life on earth or whatever is better. All right. Now, the thing is, the problem where this stems from is that the fact that the origin of this mindset stems from wanting to live forever, live here on earth in our fleshly bodies. All right, this is where that comes from, and it is a mental defense mechanism, all right, in order to rationalize and justify, basically not living, not working to go to the kingdom of heaven. All right, so that's where that comes from. Now, in addition to that, let me also get this. John chapter 8 verse 44, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your fathers you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. So, over here, the key words are the lust of the father, basically doing the lust of the father. And for one of the examples, I guess, of wanting to live in Babel, or in the current world, Earth, whatever. Let's say Earth. All right, live on Earth compared to in heaven, because there's no in the kingdom of heaven, homosexuality is not going to be allowable or permissible. All right, so obviously that's where I guess a part of it is, because people generally know that the Lord does not accept it. Obviously, there's gonna be some people that say, "Oh yeah, it's fine," or they have a warped YAHAWASHI or the Lord in general, and they make some fake delusional fake God or something like that. They just create something out of something, or they modify what they want the God of the Bible to be, basically. All right. So, as a result of that, they want, or not as a result of that, but going back to my original point of how people, they want to be able to do certain things, and there are certain things that the Lord does not allow people to do, and that's homosexuality is one of the things. And this is as a result of this, people just view, okay, well, I want to do this and a third, but I can't do that in heaven because the Lord doesn't allow it. So so why not just put all focus on my time in doing all my wickedness now here on earth. All right, so they abandon their desire of wanting to make it to heaven, even though they probably wouldn't have made it in the first place, depending on the person. All right, so that they can enjoy or follow after their lusts in on earth. All right, so with that in mind, it's also something that just leads people astray, because people have a warped view. Okay, they have the incorrect beliefs, incorrect doctrines. All right, that is going to lead to their destruction. Okay, and once again, it's going after their lust, and we being in this truth, we can't be following after our own lust. We have to be following after spiritual things. We have to be spiritual and not carnal. Now let me get this. Romans chapter 8 from the top. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Hamashiach Yahawashi, who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit. So we are supposed to be walking after the spirit. So we need to deny our flesh, deny our desire to do certain things, deny our fleshly needs. Okay, but on the flip side of that, you have these people, in John 8:44, that are following after the lust of their father. Their only desire, their only goal is to fulfill their own lusts. All right. So as a result of that, this is where this big divide comes from. Of if you're going to follow after the flesh, you're going to not want to live a righteous life according to YAHAWAH and His, but live a carnal life. In addition to that, Romans chapter 8 verse 12, therefore, brethren, we are debtors not to the flesh, to live after the flesh. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live. Now, you have to understand, what does it mean to die and to live? So the first part of that dying, it goes to show that the temporalness of living by the flesh / basically living on earth in general. Okay, there is a huge difference between living to be delivered, all right, or living for the kingdom of heaven. Okay, trying to make it to the kingdom of heaven, all right, having that as at the forefront of your goals, compared to living just for your flesh, trying to satisfy your body, all right. And as a result of that, that's where if you are trying to satisfy your body, that's where you're going to die. Ironically, even though they are trying to, let me get that as a matter of fact. Mark chapter 8 verse 35, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel's, the same shall save it. So if you're willing to give up your life for YAHAWASHI, for YAHAWAH, then you're saving your life. Okay, you're saving yourself. But if you're trying to preserve your life as best as you can, just so you can keep on living in this wicked world, you're going to lose your life. That's the big thing that the Lord's trying to get through to people. All right, understand that a lot of times, actually, let me. Ecclesiastes chapter 8 verse 11, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Okay, because the Lord doesn't judge the wicked immediately, all right, post haste, whatever you want to call it, all right, they think, okay, well, this is the right thing to do, this is the way to live, because I'm enjoying myself, I don't see any judgment in sight, I don't see any problems coming anytime soon, so as a result, I'm just going to keep on doing what I'm doing. All right, like I don't ever have to answer for the things that I've done. All right, and this comes from Esau Edom, Hebrews chapter 12 verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. Now, when I say this, I don't mean to say that only Esau thinks like this, because people that think like this in Israel. Okay, there are 2/3 that think like this, but there's also other nations and whatnot. But the primary source of this mindset is Esau Edom. Okay, he's the one that is the most secular, the most profane, the one that's the least spiritual, and he brought this mindset upon the people in order to not think of the spiritual aspect of life and only focus on that. And that's another thing. Esau definitely wants people to only focus on the carnal aspect of life, not the spiritual. Esau is trying to separate spirituality from life as a whole. All right, that's also what's going to be tied to what's that thing called, not just to see it, but also a lot of these I forgot what that one dude's name, but there was this one scientist, I think he was called a J scientist, that was saying, ironically, J, I guess unironically, but a J scientist that was basically saying that we're trying to advance society, advance the world to the point where we are, instead of we're following after a God in heaven, the design of a God in heaven, we're trying to go off intelligent design, quote unquote intelligent design, which, there is no intelligent design greater than what the Lord had already set in place. All right, but it's the pride of Esau Edom to actually believe that they can out intellect, outmaneuver the Lord. All right, if the Lord decides to just destroy the earth or whatever, then no one can do anything. They be cooked. Slock it now. Basically, yeah, that's basically it. One thing that we need to be on the lookout for to attempt to stay ready is to keep away from these people, from people that think like this, that agree with this type of thing, that are more inclined to follow after technology. Slocky, that's actually another thing. Technology is one of the biggest factors. All right. Now, I'm not saying you gotta get rid of all the technology in your household. No. Basically, you can obviously use it, but you just understand that what Esau has done is made people so dependent. Okay, keyword being dependent. All right, on technology, in everything they do, that as Esau creates more and more technology, it's going to become the new norm. It's going to make everything more convenient, and it's going to make people more incapable of taking care of themselves and doing things on their own. All right, so this is why we need to, remember our power, YAHAWASHI, that's number one. All right, as well as abstain from all these secular. All right, so that's also keep away from secular people that believe in forwarding that secular mindset. Okay, which we see with the whole the Neuralink, CHIP, all the things that they're trying to implement for the future of Babylon. So with that, I pray that this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakak, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, Abad, Babal, and Shalom.